look very stylish, very chic, very what I would call Parisian. It's lovely to see. Who is your fashion inspiration? I know you invest in pieces because obviously you don't work with a lot of big brands like other bloggers do.
I don't work with any brands.
So all the clothes, I will know that they're yours. All your luxury brands, like this lovely sailing bag here. I know you've paid cash for it and out of your pocket. So who really inspires you when it comes to fashion?
Jules, I liked her very easy chic, very minimalistic, but she's more, how should I say, tomboy, girl kind of look. But I still like the way it was just so thrown on, you know, it just looked so effortless, you know, but it suits you because she has a certain frame, so you obviously got to take that into consideration. I'm African and South Africa follows me wherever I go, unfortunately, so you gotta make do with what you have, and it took a lot of experimentation to get it right. And then obviously there's Gary Pepper, I think you know Gary Pepper girl, Nicole Warren, Christine Bazin, just to name the, how should I say, the European ones. And then obviously at some point I really liked stylism, I think. She's in the UK. Even though I found her eccentric, what I liked about her is that she was very bold about what she did. Obviously it's extremely eccentric, I never dressed like that, but I love the whole feminine, bold side to it, you know. You've always had an obsession of dressing my curves because trust me, I've done all the diets under the sun, I work out, I follow a healthy lifestyle, but I've always been like conscious to dress and to show my personality, you know. Very confident. I have a certain level of esteem today because I worked my way to where I am today, and I know who I am. I'm aware of my strengths and my weaknesses, and I want to be taken seriously and foremost be respected. So I sort of cultivated a look around that. I don't want to be in your face, but I want people, when they walk into the room, they don't just feel the personality, but they see the woman and they're like, I respect her. I said it's like dressing the figures, dressing the forms. I like structure. I like feminine. I like to feel be me, but at the same time be enigmatic. You know, like mysterious and intriguing. And women to be like damn, and guys to be like whoa, you know. I love that, and but not just because
without forcing it.
Not without forcing it, you know. You want people to turn their heads and be like, wow, damn, I need to speak to that girl, you know. And I like my outfits to be that way. And it's actually quite weird because at work I don't dress like my colleagues at all. Like I'll wear color even in winter. French people are very Europeans. I love the way they dress. Like for the life of me, I'm obsessed with the way Europeans in general dress, especially Italians. But they're very, how should I say, they're not very experimental, so to say. Like they won't do a whole lot of colors and stuff. But yesterday, funny enough, it's pretty income yesterday, I actually wore like a closer like necklace. I was like, wow, TK, like it's so colorful. I'm like, yeah. So I was wearing an orange like top with a bubble skirt and stockings and heels, and this big colorful closer and debele kind of thing. And they were like, wow. And I felt like an African queen. I swear, yeah. And the funny thing is, and today they call me Duchess TK. It's actually quite funny. Yeah, Duchess. I'm like, okay, Duchess.
You know, just to say, we were talking about your sleeves.
Yeah. It's the big trend.
They've got a Balenciaga exhibition that's out.
Yeah.
The lady on the cover, she's wearing the same sleeves.
Really, it's not Balenciaga. So this costs like, let me see, like 12 euros. Yeah, like I said about the mixing. I'm not the whole. Number one, I don't have the budget to wear total brands, and I think total brands, it's too prêt-à-porter, as the French say. Prêt-à-porter means ready to wear. Like, you know, you go there and you're like head to toe Balenciaga. When it's borrowed, it's easy because most of the bloggers anyway are borrowed, the stuff that they wear. But I like a mixed match of everything. You know, you can look like $1 million wearing H&M or wearing Zara or Bershka or whatever. And I think I've improved that I do that a bit well, so to say, because most people at work like, wow, you must have like a major budget. I'm like, oh no. Today, let's see, I got this like, I don't know, Zara on sale or Mango, I don't remember, for like 20 euros. This is 10 euros. Okay, there's the loops and the bag. But you gotta mix match everything, you know what I mean? To get the, you know, to make it work, basically. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I know you also, your blog is about traveling, and you do travel a lot.
Yeah, that's where money goes.
How do you decide on which country? Do you sit down and take the globe? I don't know if people still keep those and go, okay, or do you have to get a certain inspiration to say, okay, my next trip is to that country? Talk us how that comes about.
Now, since obviously, especially on Instagram, because that's where like all the influencers branch out. That's where we meet with, where we find them, and obviously the ones that are well known today stick out. And there's two that I follow that I'm just absolutely obsessed with. Do You Travel and Gypsy Lux? They're a couple, and obviously they're paid to travel all over the world. And I only started following them like late last year or so, but like they've literally over inspired my, before it was Margaret Zhang, because obviously she's a fashion blogger, she travels obviously for work, etc. But just the way she takes photos of where she was, that's where I was like, okay, because I'd already started doing that on Facebook, on my personal page, but I never thought to actually share it with you. That's the reason why I extended my blog and my Instagram page to lifestyle, like what I do, what's what I'm about. I'm not just about fashion, because I don't have time to pay a photographer or to get dressed up and prepare outfits, etc. to take pictures for you, because anybody can do that and get likes and look good. You know, it's easy to get dressed up. Trust me, I could do that all day, but like, okay, like nobody dresses like that, number one, and I don't wear that every day anyway, so no. And how do I choose my trips? Like, I have a list, literally, I have a bucket list of things that I want to do, and I try to get in at least let's say five or six travels a year, 3 long destination and 3 local. When I say local, in other words, in Europe, in other words, I can go for a weekend, take a week there. And the advantage is that in my job, I have quite a lot of holidays. Obviously, I work a lot, but I like to like take long trips and break it up. Like if I'm going to like West, let's say I'm going to the States, I'd like to break it up to New York, Mexico, or do something around Cuba, nearby, that way I can do a whole lot of things in a short space of time. I'm not the kind of person to go to a place and stay there and like, okay, let's unwind. I'm very French people say speed. I'm hyperactive, so to say, in a way. Not hyperactive like a constant still, but I'm like moving. I like getting in as much things as possible. So when I travel, I am always all over the place. Like, I'll make sure that I've seen everything that is to be seen in the time that I'm there. So I do quite a lot in that short space of time. Hence, so many pictures on Instagram. I just want to share it all, so to say. So thank God that Instagram integrated the multiple pictures per picture. Yeah. Because otherwise there'll be like tons of pictures of the holidays. So that's basically how I go about my holidays. And obviously I'm inspired by certain places, especially bloggers. They influence a lot people's choice of destination. Some years it's Santorini, or it's Italy, Rome, Milan, New York, Marrakesh. There's really certain places to be as a blogger, because everybody does them, and you have to, in inverted commas, have at least done them in your life if you want to be one of the influencers, because somewhere along the trail people want to know, oh, she's also been there, like, oh my god, I always have to go, because they're also to be going there, But I like to do also my own thing, and just,
to obviously your name, FashionPastry, and you said it had to do with your love of food. By the way, you have a fan who likes you when you say, is it magnifique? When you say, when you say, I'll tell you who the fan is after we finish this interview. I know you're so into your food. Is it a passion that you grew up with, or did you decide that, okay, I'm gonna involve that in my blog and and sort of like put it in my blog and talk about food, or is it part of who you are?
I think it's part of who I am. I've always loved food, but not food as in greedy food. I see my world in colors. It's actually quite funny that I say that. I think you've noticed on my page, FashionPastry is full of colors, because that's how I see my world. I like color, I like texture, I like form, I love cooking, I love decorating. I just love the visual aspect, presentation, the taste, the smell, the color. And I don't actually know when all of that started, but obviously being in France just exaggerated that, or actually accentuated even more, because the French people they're just good with food and the pastries. Oh Lord, like seriously, the way it's presented in the shop windows, etc. And also part of some of my clients that I work with are in like hotels and restaurants, so I've been very much exposed to that. And I just wanted to share that part, because obviously France, when people think of France, they don't just think about it, Eiffel Tower and the Tour Eiffel or the Champs-Elysees. They think of food, pastries, and that's what I've been exposed to. It's something that's not South African. Obviously, we have good food in South Africa, but Europe and France, it's just food is a culture. We're always talking about food and sex, but that's for sure, food and sex, the topics of the day. So that's where that influence came in, and obviously it had to be part of the FashionPastry adventure. Food, more food. Share my love for food with you guys, and colors and textures. It's a pity you can't taste it, but you get it.
That's good. Just 2 more questions before we finish. Right.
Who
we know
said
we've got
magnifique? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want to know.
that one over there.
Okay.
We've got obviously youngsters that are starting up as vloggers, or we've got that little shy girl who stays in her bedroom, who looks at your blog or Margaret's blog and say, I want to do that, I want to get into that sort of like mainstream of blogging. What advice do you have for those people? Not the ones that obviously we know the basic ones that work, do this, do that, but the ones that you know that really work, because obviously if I say really work, somebody can start a blog today and buy the followers, and then suddenly they've made it as bloggers. But what's the word, is it authentic way of really going about of being a blogger and making sure that it works, you stay on top of the game?
I think the most important part is to find your niche. You got to decide who you want your public to be. And I think that one of the biggest areas when we want the big followers is that everybody's in there, you know, anybody. And most people are sheep. People follow because everybody's following. They don't follow because they really like you. They follow because everybody's following. And that's what happens when you get bigger, obviously. And the more bigger you are, the more you have credibility, so to say. Even if what you're doing is not necessarily good, because you could be a totally bad person just because you're out there, everybody's following. But my advice to anybody who's starting off is, number one, find your market, find your niche. That's how any company starts anyway. You got to find what is it you're selling, or what is it that you want to show, what is your plus that you want the world to know, because that's what people are going to adhere to, regardless whether you have 10, 15, 50,000, 1 million people following you. What are the people getting out of you? You got to know what your message to the world is, and until you define that, don't start, because you'll be frustrated. You'll be running around and basically copying or trying to improvise your way to the top, and that's one thing that you can't afford doing, because it will only cause you frustration and heartbreak. Trust me, it's a jungle out there. I mean, I have friends of mine, obviously my friends, they don't nearly have as many followers as I. They don't even in it for the same reasons I was. They're just on it, and even they get frustrated with 1,600 followers. I'm like, wow, man, I don't even remember what it was like. I remember liking day in, day out, on my phone, responding, replying, telling people that I like their photos that I don't like, because it's what people do. I forgot to mention this earlier. It takes up time to be a blogger, people. Not just as in a blog, because a blog is having a page on the internet.
Exactly.
There's a difference between having a blog and having Instagram. Instagram or a Facebook page or Snapchat is just a way of pushing where you want people to go. You understand what I mean? I'm not pushing anybody to go to my blog at the moment, because I'm not writing. I'm not blogging at the moment. That's the reason why I'm not worried about people coming or going. Because I know what's the use of having all these people coming if I'm not offering something. If they like to follow what's on my Instagram, it's not a problem, because I have stuff that I put there. I put Insta stories, I put stuff on on Snapchat. Some people I'm friends with because they're more interested in who I am, the real me, and what I offer, regardless of what I put up. Okay, TK, we know you travel, blah blah blah, but they'll just like you know what I mean? And that's the reason why when you're not here, we miss you, because you're different. I like that part of the gram, but you gotta understand that it takes up a lot of time. Like literally, you become antisocial. Like your real friends, your real life, you're literally cut from that, because you spend your day liking and following people day in, day out. If you want people to follow you, it's a win-win. Like it's a give and take. You gotta give back and get back. You know what I mean? You let people go, oh, I like you, you're beautiful, etc. And half the time you don't mean what you say, but you know that maybe the person is gullible enough to believe you, and he'll follow you, because if he sees that you have more followers, it's actually that simple. If he sees that you have more followers than him or her, she's going to think that you have more credibility, so it's quite normal that she follows you than you following her. And sometimes when I follow people who have like I don't know, like 10 followers, like, oh my gosh, followed you, I like you, but I like you. You know what I mean? I'm following you because I like your page, you know? I like what I see, you're inspiring for me, you know? It's easy to follow me somebody who has 1,000, but what does she care, you know? She already has 1,000, she won't even recognize me, even if I were to say I like, wouldn't make a difference to her, you know what I mean? So you gotta go in there knowing that it takes time.
Yes, thank you very much, TK.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
All the information you've given our viewers. For those who would like to follow you, can you just tell them your Instagram?
Your handle? So if you want to follow your Instagram and you don't have, absolutely no obligation to do so. But it's FashionPastry, so FashionPastry together. Otherwise, I also have a Facebook page where I'm less active. I just like push everything from Instagram to my Facebook page, FashionPastry as well. And my blog is www.fashionpastry.fr.
yeah, you've heard it from the lady, guys. Thank you for watching today on Untold Fashion Stories. Until next time, thank you. Bye.